that.
News for this hour is made possible by St. Bernard's Healthcare, founded and still sponsored by the Olivine Benedictine Sisters in Jonesboro. St. Bernard's has provided healthcare services for 122 years.
St. Bernard's Healthcare is a nonprofit organization.
The Office of Diversity and Community Engagement at Arkansas State University, under the leadership of Dr. Lenny Williams, is a proud supporter of KLEK and is dedicated to finding innovative ways to advance their mission of creating a diverse and inclusive environment conducive to educating, enhancing, and enriching lives, uplifting various and diverse groups on the A-State campus, and striving to make Arkansas State University a place that is inclusive to all individuals, regardless of origin, color, religion, socioeconomic status, or sexual orientation. More information about Arkansas State University Office of Diversity and Community Engagement is available at www.astate.edu/diversity and 870-972-3081.
It's 9:03.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for community conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. Views expressed in this program are those of the participant and not necessarily.
KLK 102.5 FM. Good morning to you on your Monday. It's March 13th, 2023. This is Community Conversations. Kato Wonder is in the studio with you. And joining me today is Mr. Shamal Carter, president of the Craighead County chapter of the NAACP. This is the second Monday of the month. So every second Monday, we have our monthly NAACP segment. So we're not going to waste any time. So Shamal, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
All right. So we got a lot to talk about. So what are the latest issues that the local NAACP are tracking today?
Well, we have several. We're going to start with a lawsuit that's focusing on, I believe a few months ago, they passed a bill about doctors being able to discriminate about who they're able to service, them making a decision based off religion, gender, or sexual orientation. We have Senate Bill 71 that was sponsored by our Senator Dan Sullivan here from our area. This bill passed through the House and is headed to the Senate. It passed 18-12. And this bill is set to end affirmative action. And then, of course, we have the controversial education bill that has been proposed and passed and signed into legislation by Governor Sanders. Those are the hot issues that we have right now in regards to people of minority in our communities.
Okay, and especially with all of these bills, I've been seeing on social media where several people have made trips to the Arkansas State Capitol to try to voice their opinion on this bill. Was anyone from the NAACP at any of those sessions to voice their opinions?
Yes, sir. She wasn't allowed to, but our WINS chair, Ms. Shanoa Summers, she's went to Little Rock a few times in regards to the library bill, also the Learns Act. She's been there, and then we've had several people to kind of keep us abreast of what's going on. Our state political action chair, he has been keeping us updated, and then our Jacksonville president, Mr. Barry Jefferson, he's been keeping us updated on what's going on.
Okay, so as you mentioned, like the Learns bill has passed, and I believe SB 71 is likely on its way to passage. So, question I always ask is, what happens next? I mean, because obviously with the Republican supermajority in the Arkansas legislature, pretty much bills like this pretty much, are guaranteed to pass. So, as far as like, strategizing and whatnot, what are the next action steps?
Well, with 71 near passing, We'll do possibly a citizen's veto. This right here, it gives the citizens a chance to be heard, and while it is being vetoed, it cannot go into play until after a decision is made. And then, of course, with the Loans Act, she put that emergency clause in there. So right now, there's nothing we can do in regards to the loans.
So Learns is it pretty much is in effect now.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now you mentioned about the citizens veto. Now I know there is also legislation that has been proposed. I don't know if it's passed or not. That would affect how citizens could petition for things like that. So would that potential legislation have an effect on an effort for a citizens veto of the Learns Act?
Yes, it would. It would. My good friend Mr. Dean McDonald, he's kind of keeping me updated on everything that's going on, and it plays a major effect being able to get things on the ballot, being able to have yourself heard. They seem to feel like we have elected officials that can decide what's best or whatever the case may be when it shouldn't be that way. It's a huge issue.
Okay, and let's bring it back home. What are some things that are going on the local level? Obviously, we've got the membership drive that is going on. How's that coming along?
It's coming good. We met on last week, and we have I think it'll be the second weekend in April. I'll be able to get you guys a flyer to that. Miss Emma Agnew and Mr. Norm Stafford is they're my membership chair. We're gonna host it at possibly Parker Park. It'll be an outdoor event. We're open.
You gonna be on the grill?
I'm gonna be on the grill.
Okay, well, that alone you got to come out. Well, of course, obviously they want you to join and register to vote because I already know it's going to be a voter registration component on there.
It will be. It will be.
But after you do that, then you can get you something to eat.
You can get you something to eat.
I'm already registered, so I'm gonna still slide on through and
Come on through.
get a plate.
I kind of, people get tired of hamburgers and hot dogs.
What you got for him? What you got for him?
I'm thinking some pulled pork. Get some free pulled pork sandwiches. I may even throw some slaw together so you can throw your slaw on your pulled pork sandwich, man. You can eat good. You can hear about our local issues. And learning about our local issues, you can sign up to be a part of it. A lot of people may say, well, what can I do? Well, what you can do is become a part of your local NAACP unit, which the NAACP is the oldest African American civil rights organization that was established in 1909. We want you to be a part of it because you don't know how many phone calls I get a week. People reaching out to us for help.
And some of those I have referred you to because sometimes people will call or inbox KLEK and they have a particular issue, and I'll tell them, I said, that's not necessarily something in our wheelhouse, but let me connect you with Shamal of NAACP and they can help you. And of course, that's what it's all about, basically us as a community using our spheres of influence to refer people to resources that can help them.
Yeah, so we got that coming up. We have a local town hall, and this will be on state issues. My good friend Garrett, he has a town hall coming up at the end of the month, but we're working on putting one together once we see these bills that are passed that are going to affect our community. One thing I told them yesterday, we had a small meeting after church yesterday. It doesn't affect me directly, but it does affect me directly. This new Loans Act. My daughter, I have a 9-year-old daughter, and it's going to affect her more because in 4 years, she'll just be in junior high. My older kids, they'll be graduated, but my youngest daughter, it's gonna take a bigger effect on her. Them utilizing my public tax dollars to fund private schools that my kid may potentially not be able to attend because in this new piece of legislation that is proposed, they can discriminate on who is admitted into the school. They can kick you out based off of their expectations. I firmly believe that Senate Bill 71 in the new Orange Act, the new Orange Bill, I feel like they're coinciding with each other. They're giving me resegregation vibes because of how they're proposed, how they're put together, and I do know that if the Orange Bill passed, then 71 is just close behind it.
Okay, let's go to our Facebook shout out. Shout out to Jason King, who says, "Yes, sir. Bless the grill, cuz." We are speaking with Shamal Carter, president of the Craighead County chapter in the NAACP, and I forgot to get a disclaimer earlier. I'm getting rusty. I see. I miss Q, so I need Q here doing this. But it's all right, though. I'm going to still try to hold it down best I can. Kayla King, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. We don't endorse, support, or oppose any candidate, political office or issue. We do provide these interviews for informational purposes only, but I'm going to always, until my last breath, tell you to get involved, especially get registered to vote and make your voice known in the political arena. Now, let's bring it back to membership in the Craighead County chapter of the NAACP. So you mentioned that people ask, well, how can I get involved? So once they become a member, what are some of the opportunities that are available for members?
So once you get involved, we would want you to get to work. So we have different committees that we have. We have a political action committee, the political action committee, that keep me abreast on what's going on in the local politics as well as state politics and national. And then you have our health initiative committee. They focus on health issues that affects our community, and we look for ways to kind of combat those issues. We have our legal redress committee. Legal redress, all of those issues that I told you about that we get calls for, they get referred to my legal redress committee. My legal redress committee, they then investigate those particular issues, and then they come back to me and say, this is what we're going to do, and then I make a decision. Well, they make a decision, and I give them, kind of the go ahead to do what they need to do. We have women. We have a women's committee that focus on women's health and the different issues within that specific gender. We have a religious chair. We have a lot of different auxiliaries within the NAACP so that you may be able to participate and be involved. We have a youth committee, and in this youth committee, we're starting up an NAACP youth unit here in Craighead County. On Wednesday night, they're having a skate night with the Jonesboro Youth and Community. I think I'm saying that right, which is made up of a list of local youth here in the city, and they'll get to go skating and they'll get to eat pizza, but then they'll get to talk about.
You're not gonna cook for them?
I'm not gonna cook.
Not this time.
Not this time. They want pizza. We're gonna give them pizza.
Okay. Man, you might have to go and get you one of them little pizza ovens, with the brick on it. I bet you could hook up a main pizza if you wanted to.
Yeah. I've tried once or twice.
Got you. Well, I think it's definitely important for the youth to get involved in the political process early. Again, of course, I'm not going to tell them how they should go about with their views, but I think it's important for them to get involved, to educate themselves on the issues that affect them, because again, the youth are the future, and basically they're going to inherit this world for better or for worse, and so they need to get started now on shaping what they want that world to look like. Speaking with Shamal Carter, president of the Craighead County chapter of the NAACP. All right, so we're getting ready to gear into spring. It's going to be warming up. You've mentioned some of the activities. Are there going to be more activities as it gets warmer? And of course, we're now inside of daylight savings time.
Yeah, so we're going to do the skate night for the youth, and we're helping sponsor that specific event. We're doing, like I said, a community town hall to discuss legislation, the bills that have been passed. And then we're looking to do a health clinic. The health clinic will focus on blood pressure, glucose testing, and then I believe we're trying to get a grant for some dental, and we'll check with ASU because normally in the spring they have the big health expo at the Convocation Center, I believe, where they do the dental and all that.
And of course, you're missing one.
What's that?
Juneteenth.
Well, I was getting there.
Okay.
I was going in the month.
Oh, I got you.
What I'm saying? So But yeah, and of course, in June, we're going to be a part of the parade, and as well as getting youth together to participate in the actual day of the events there for Juneteenth that is sponsored by you guys.
And of course, definitely would love to see you guys have a voter registration booth. Again,
Definitely.
I'm not going to ever tell people who to vote for, but you know, I want to see as many people get registered to vote as possible because I cannot stress this enough. Somebody's going to ultimately sit in these seats of power. They are going to make decisions that affect you. You know, politics is not a spectator sport. You are not immune to the consequences. Not voting is a vote.
You know, and to just to add to that, right now in the House, in the Senate, we have a supermajority of Republican seats. We don't even, if I'm not mistaken, we don't make up 18% of the House or the Senate. And so, what that means for us as a community is our voice is being decided by somebody who doesn't have the same views as we do. They're excited. It's decided by people that's trying to indoctrinate and put us in an awkward position. That's not what we want to do. Your voice is important. So I want to work with our youth that are turning 18. As soon as you turn 18, I want to register you. I want your voice to be heard.
Absolutely. And I can't stress enough, it's so important for people to get involved in the political process. All right, is it ready to wind down? Any final comments, anything else that's going on that you want to touch on that we may not have covered?
Just we have this this membership drive coming up. Come out. We're going to solicit, for a few people to come be a part. If you would like to be a vendor, please come out. It doesn't cost you anything to set up a table to educate the community on the things that.
Now, what's the date of the event?
The date of the event is, I'll have to send you the flyer because I don't know it directly.
We'll be on the lookout, y'all. Be on the lookout.
And the name of the fellowship is Jonesboro Youth Christian Fellowship.
Jonesboro Youth Christian Fellowship.
It is a new organization that we have started within the ministries within Jonesboro. The NAACP president, I'm the president. The youth committee chair, Miss DeAngelis Bullard, she is over that particular section, and she's working very hard to build up. We have over 100 youth signed up for this skate night on Wednesday night.
All right, so if you can get your skate on, come on out. If you can't get your skate on, still come out and hang out. Speaking with Craighead County Chapter President Shamal Carter, and as always, thank you for coming. We do this every second Monday of the month, so make sure that you tune in. That's going to do it for this edition of Community Conversations. And, of course, Kayla K and the Voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. Do not endorse, support, or oppose any candidate or political entity. We provide these interviews for informational purposes only, but as always, exercise your right to vote. Go ahead and get registered to vote. Get involved in the political process. Attend your local meeting, city council, quorum court, and just learn more about what's going on about the issues that affect you. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Community Conversations. You guys have a great and blessed day. This is KLEK 102.5 FM. All right, let me get the stream stopped and the recording.